I Am Big is about sharing what's working in a big way. Like many of us, Rachel struggled to find her true calling in life. She never gave up, and finally she did, very organically. Let us meet the Radiant Racheal to find out what she did with her calling and where she is at today, because she has made it big. Let us welcome the lovely Rachel to the I Am Big show. This is Rachel, the lovely Rachel Cash. Welcome to the I Am Big show.
Thank you for having me.
Do you think my hands are kind of soft?
I think they're pretty soft.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll tell you the little secret later. Welcome, cheers.
Thank you.
Looks like red wine is one of your favorite drinks.
It's one of them, yeah.
What does wine mean to you, or red wine?
I think it's probably one of the more natural things, I guess, to drink. I know that you do know this about me, that this is what's kind of encouraged me on the path that I'm on right now, is a healthy living, natural foods, and just a natural, healthy lifestyle is really important to me.
So, you are from Cincinnati?
I'm originally from Cincinnati, yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. And you lived there all your life till you married Brian, or what's the?
For the most part. I had moved away a little bit and come back, but yes, for the most part, I grew up in Cincinnati.
And then you guys got married and moved to the Big Apple.
We actually moved to New York City before we got married.
Ooh,
and then we lived in New York City and then got married and then moved to Chicago.
Okay. And what were you doing when you were in New York City?
We really went for my husband because he's an actor and writer and director, and he was actually doing a show out in New York City. So I did like real estate. I worked in restaurants and really just hadn't figured out what my calling was in life. So.
And you, in this whole process, kept supporting him?
Oh, of course. So I actually didn't like living there all that much. I know that's an unpopular thing to say because everyone loves New York City.
Who cares?
But I love
Say
New
what
York.
You want, girl.
Yeah, I love New York City, but I just didn't really like living there. My husband left it up to me, and he gave me the choice. He said, you know, I can only work in 3 places in the United States right now with where my career is going, and it's either got to be here, which isn't working, or LA or Chicago. And so at that point, I had one of my closest friends. She was a model here living in Chicago, and I used to come and visit her. And so I said, you know, it's still the Midwest. It's close to my family, so let's go there.
So you came here, and then what?
Basically just was still supporting my husband, meeting people. Like I said, I've always been a social person. So I think it was really just kind of like figuring out what I was going to do. And for my husband, I mean, he's still an actor and everything. So I think I just kind of got swept into his lifestyle of doing stuff because he's always acting and going on auditions and things during the day. He has to have a schedule that is conducive for him doing that. So it was always in restaurants. So, I mean, I did that when I started college, and so that was kind of my background. And I did that a bit in New York, and the money was always good. But it just was never something I really liked to do. It wasn't a very fulfilling job for me. I never liked that line of work. And then what happened to me is I had a good group of girlfriends that we all hung out together. I went out to dinner with them one night and just felt so sick after eating.
Really?
That I was like, I just need to go home. So the next day I woke up.
It was something you ate? Or?
Yeah, I think it was just like constant, like just overindulging and all that stuff. And I thought, you know what, I'm not where I want to be. So I just woke up one day and decided to change it. So I went on this raw diet and became a vegetarian. I didn't become a vegetarian because I was concerned about animals, or I love animals, by the way, but it wasn't really for that specific reason or because I hated meat or anything like that. It just, the diet that I decided to go on meat wasn't part of it.
Okay.
So I stopped eating it and I didn't miss it.
What did it do for you?
It did wonders for me. I mean, it really changed my whole aspect of thinking about food and health, about lifestyle, my attitude about everything just changed. And so then I started looking at all the other aspects of what happens with your body. I mean, because it's not just what you eat, it's our environment, unfortunately, that we don't have a lot of, control over. But it's also, the things that we put on the outsides of our body, your makeup, your body lotions, things like that. And so I started doing research on that after I got all the food stuff worked out. And I was kind of appalled at what I saw on the shelves. And so I started doing research. Well, a lot of these ingredients, I had no idea what they were. I mean, they had like 15 million syllables in them, and I couldn't pronounce the words. So I would get on my iPhone or I would get on the computer and go and research the natural alternatives for those things. And a lot of the stuff, I thought, I can just make this myself. So I started.
And so beauty products, right?
Yeah, beauty, bath care, skincare products.
Okay.
And so
Did you ever think that this is the space you're getting into?
No.
Never in your wildest dream.
Oh, no. I mean, if you would have met me 10 years ago and said, Rachel, you have a natural, vegan, vegetarian beauty and bath care line, I'd say you're crazy. So, no, I had no idea that that's how it would go. So, yeah, I started cooking up lotion in my kitchen and using it for myself. And
You never ate it by mistake, did you?
No, but you could.
I can eat your sugar scrub. I'll talk about that later.
And the thing is that in a sense, that a lot of people don't realize this, is that your skin is your largest organ. So in some ways, when you're putting things on your skin, you're getting it into your body almost more so than if you actually eat it. And so you are, in a sense, eating that stuff.
Wow.
So it's a lot of the chemicals that they put in products these days cause all kinds of nasty things, neurological disorders, diseases, like just really bad stuff. So that's why it was important to me to start this line and do this. And
it's called Lulu Blossom.
Lulu Blossom. So yeah, so I looked at a lot of the natural products that were on the shelves, and unfortunately, even though they're great, a lot of them, they look so boring. Like they're just plain and plant-like and smell like rosemary and patchouli and stuff. And not everybody likes that stuff. So I kind of wanted to create a brand that people were attracted to and liked it regardless. And then once they got it and they tried the product and they realized that they liked it, and then found out that it was natural on top of it. So I kind of wanted to give it...
It's like dating a good-looking person and then finding out they're nice.
Yes. Which is awesome, right?
Yeah, it is. But what if you're...
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. Sorry, I gotta have a moment here for a second. God. It's true. I mean, Lulu Blossom is a very... So from a kitchen, where are we at today?
So now I have my own office space in East
Lovely.
Rogers Park.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's a manufacturing space and an office space. We are now manufacturing 4 products out of 12 in Idaho Falls, Idaho. We're going to the Golden Globes Secret Rooms events party where we're going to pamper.
Can I go with you?
I wish I could take you.
Put me in a bag. I'll
You're
feel.
right.
I'm losing weight now.
It's going to be a fun event. We're
Next
really
time.
excited.
So let me ask you, what is you put in how much time, how many years now, like blood and sweat, literally, how many years now?
Well, I started actually product development in July of 2010. I finished product development, I think, with the 12th product, maybe the 13th product, because we still have one product that we're still working on. That was at the end of this past year. Wow. So I actually started getting out there and selling in March. So it's been, I mean, all of it has been since July of 2010.
That's awesome.
So, it's
a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Yes, I mean, if you break it down day by day, it's a lot of work too, but it's happening relatively quickly, I would say.
Yes, and a lot of it is you come up to something that especially when you don't know what you're doing. And trust me, I have no idea what I'm doing half the time. But you find something out, we need to do this. And then you figure out how to do it, and then you do it. And then you've got something else that you've got to figure out how to do. Right. So it's a lot of that. And in some ways it's scary, very scary. But in other ways it's exciting because you're doing something different and new every day.
And you're making it happen. It's happening in front of you.
Yeah.
I think, to our viewers, I think, and I'm very curious to know, is really, if you could milestone, what are the steps? I mean, the press and everything is what you're experiencing is a byproduct or a manifestation because of the intent and the work you have put in. What does one do? And where do you really start?
I think a lot of it is just, and this is the hard part because, a lot of people ask me some of these questions about, because in a lot of ways it's somewhat organic how this whole thing has grown. Right. But I think a lot of it is finding things that you're passionate about. And this is just something I happened to stumble upon in my life. And so it wasn't something that was forced or just
For the heck of it.
fabricated.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh God, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's just kind of, yeah.
It was just this natural
Progression.
progression, yes. But once I was there, a lot of it is, and once anyone's there, a lot of it is whatever you make it. And I really do believe that. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, well, we have faith in you and we have trust in you and making this business happen because you're tenacious. Well, yeah, I am tenacious. I've always been that way. Yeah. So some of it is that. And I think a lot of it is trusting yourself. I think with a lot of these things, and because you're going through this, is that you have this series of big decisions to make, and you have to trust. You have to trust yourself enough to make the decisions and move forward and not question it and just follow
Just
your.
do it.
Yeah, a lot of it is money too. I mean, it's.
How did you raise money?
Well, basically what I did was I started selling product. Once I branded everything, I bought all the containers, made all the, bought small amounts of labels. So obviously things were a little bit more expensive, like unit price wise. And then just started selling stuff to people. I built a website. I went to shopping events, every shopping event in the city of Chicago I could go to, and just started selling products to people. And then I would take all that money and then put it in the bank and then find, mostly it was like just buying, the ingredients for the products and things like that, and then doing it over again. And then finding better ways to make the product, better, prices on bottles, better labels, things like that, and then putting all your money into that, and then just kind of piece by piece putting stuff together. But, it was a really difficult place for me to be, too, because I've never liked to carry any kind of, spend great amounts of money or put things on credit cards. Right. That my Chase Business Inc. card has seen thousands of dollars. So those things, it's a risk. It's a gamble. I have mornings that I wake up a lot earlier than 6 or 7 in the morning and staring at the ceiling saying, this has got to work. I think
it's working. Girl.
Yes, it is. It's really working. It's working.
I know what to. I wake up at 3 sometimes.
But
David and everybody.
When there's a lot at stake, it's scary. And I keep saying, I got a lot of skin in the game. It's like, but after I took out the bone,
when you got to pretty the skin, you got to put the skin.
Yeah. And it's anything worth doing is.
It's backed with hard work.
Yes.
So the chances of success are way high.
Yes.
Just as a sister to sister call out, or a call out to you is as somebody who's also, kind of reaching the world in their own way, with their own mission and dream, is that I feel that as long as you and I, stick to the core of why we are doing this, and I think you're doing that, everything else is going to happen. It's already happening for you. And we here at the I Am Big Show love Lulu Blossom. Every viewer, when you get a chance, log on to www.lulublossom.com and you can write to Rachel. You can ask her more questions. So thank you. If there's anything we can do at the show, we are here for you. We love you. You are making us feel beautiful inside out. And that's why I love you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. I'm a firm believer that when you truly find your true calling and you do something about it and you put a plan, the universe aligns with you. And that's why I think Rachel's experience is so powerful, because she did organically find her calling. For some of us, it takes a while. For some of us, it's more, oops, I know what it is. But no matter what, it takes work. And she did it. She put a plan. She's on it. She works at it day in, day out. And today, she has this beautiful, radiant business going for her. So thank you, Rachel, for sharing it. And everybody, we are going to take a break, a holiday break, so we can have fun with friends and family and enjoy and have the cookies and whatever we got to do, and come back on January 12th. So don't forget, January 12th at 3 p.m. And we are going to talk about what's working and what we want to make work in our lives. So stay tuned. January 12th, 2013, 3 p.m. on IamBigShow.com. And thank you for making this year big for us. Love you.